All right, we're on. Let's do this.
This is parent moves, parent dance moves.
Speak for yourself. This is like my JT.
That's your jam.
My JT.
I like it.
You gotta go to the swinging motion. Starts like that. It's like a little Carlton. No. Yeah, swing it around a little bit.
Somebody taught us how to floss.
Obviously not very well.
I wasn't watching, but I think I got it.
There you go, that one.
Oh, that's like
yeah. That's what you're kind of doing if you're like.
No.
This guy, you gotta have like that back.
I think I need a little bit more confident shoulder on my floss. I'm like.
I think you go forward one time and then you shift. So it's 2 times back, then you shift. You go forward. It's kind of hard to do this watching in the. You're like really messing with you.
I know.
I'm good at that.
Okay.
So that's one way to stay fit.
Welcome.
Just dance a lot. That's probably the best.
True. Dance a lot, laugh a lot.
We'll get into a lot more fun stuff. So glad you all are here tonight. If you couldn't be here tonight, then definitely on the replay, still tap into this. We like to open all of these calls with a little connection piece. It's kind of unifying, gratifying, gratituding everything. Gratitude it up. So we're going to start just with a quick moment of silence and just kind of unifying our energy. So you can just close your eyes and get comfortable. If you want to bring your hands to a prayer position or hands in your lap, whatever feels good. God, thank you so much for inspiring us to get together tonight and just receive this feeling of love, feelings of renewedness, feelings of excitement, and for giving us this message, definitely this message to pass to these beautiful people to help them feel more free, more happy, to use their entire bodies to the fullest, and really just honor their purpose why they came to this earth. So we just ask that through this experience that continue to inspire all of us with downloads of just inspiration, new ideas, and fun, and that everybody here just feel that they're truly loved and safe to be themselves 100%. All right. So take just a minute too. We usually like to start out with a little bit of like an intention setting. So for this call, for you at home, take just a minute. And I want you to set your intention for what you'd like to get out of this experience tonight.
You can write it in a journal. You can think it in your mind. Whatever works best for you.
Cool. I like that. I'm going to take a sip of tea.
Oh, you're just going to steal my tea.
Well, this is my mug.
That's not your mug. The cat mug is obviously my mug.
Well, I think I bought it for you. So.
You can get away with it with the lion mug, but not the cat mug. So setting your intention is really important because there's this piece where your mind will create what you focus on. So it's so important to start focusing on higher vibe things, higher energy things, happier things, better things, more joyful things, and healthier things. Because if you focus on that, you'll get more of it. But if you focus on how bad things are or stresses or why can't this work, what's wrong with me, all these different thoughts that probably go through different people's minds at different times.
You want to smell high oil.
I always would smell your oil. So it smells mountainy. What is it?
Cypress oil.
It's our midwife Lindsay's favorite oil for being a midwife. Yeah,
that's right.
She has an entire podcast talking about just that oil.
That's true. Pretty legit.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, what were you saying about just keeping all the focus?
Just the more that you focus on good things, the more good things you'll get. I think we're so trained to focus on negative things or what's not working. So let's start focusing on what is working and set your intentions.
So true. And there's all these little like tips and ideas, and we talk a lot. I'm a big believer too, just to throw it out there, in crystals. I love crystals and in gems. So I always keep them around me. So if there's one that really resonates with you or calls to you, or maybe look up, just different types of crystals that feel like the vibration helps you, then keep those in your house. Like I always just have one, I'm playing with it, but I feel like it really, whether it's, this placebo effect or actually works, it just feels good.
Yeah, so and coming from somebody who was like, I actually literally just talked about this on one of my 9-minute workout videos this morning that I recorded, but like having crystals and stuff around always seemed a little bit like woo-woo to me, and I didn't quite understand it until I understood it. But I would just go look at crystals and be like, oh, that's pretty. And then, grab that one. And then it started to make a difference in my life. So even if it doesn't make sense to you or you're like, why does Josh like crystals? Just get one that resonates and keep it around.
Of course.
It's all about the vibe.
So just starting off tonight, welcome to our class about
Turn it up with the Tarnofskys.
Oh yeah, welcome to Turning Up with the Tarnofskys.
Turning it up.
Class number 2. So we're going to be doing these throughout the next couple weeks, and if they really take, if people are enjoying them and we feel like they're getting massive success, which we've already gotten great feedback from the first one, then we'll continue doing more. So you make sure you try to be here for these because we like to be interactive. We love it if, obviously it's fine to get the replay and watch us in the replay, but we really love it if you're here live so we can talk to you and give you any coaching that you might need. And it just really helps us get a feel for, more of what people like, the little nuances that people might be dealing with that we maybe don't cover in our initial topic. So tonight's topic is all about how to stay fit and healthy, even when you have children. And even though we're new to this whole parent thing, I think we're doing a pretty damn good job.
I think we're doing pretty good.
I feel good about it.
Yeah.
And it seems like a lot of parents have been asking us a lot of questions lately. And even before we were parents, I foresaw us being in this like healthy state, this balanced state. And a lot of parents, like to try to throw out their fear, limiting beliefs about their experience, or like, oh, wait for this and blah, blah, blah. Wait till they're doing this and that. It's going to be so challenging. I'm like, no, I'm not playing that game. So, I just want to acknowledge that, like, there is a way to do this. And I know, like, the world is so used to telling you it's going to be hard, it's going to be challenging, it's going to be a life change. And I'm not saying it's not to certain degrees, but I'm saying there's always ways to work with it versus work against it, right? And so, like I said, we have parents asking us all the time, like, what's going on? Like, what is the deal? And I think
people who see us in the park, people who see us at the grocery store, everywhere we go.
People see us at shopping malls, like, how do you all do this? How do you stay balanced? And, I think there's really 2 underlying issues that I like to identify. And it's one that people are feeling like they don't have enough time. That's probably you. You're feeling like you don't have enough time in the day to be with the kids, handle the business or the job, deal with your husband or wife, and then also have to be like having time for you, right? And then number 2 is that people are feeling like they just don't quite know how to stay in shape at this point. Like either a lot of the women have had children and they're like, shit, now I just don't know my body doesn't feel the same anymore, or you're saying I don't have the time to be healthy, so I don't know how to do this in my new lifestyle. That's probably you as well. That's why you're on here, right? So, like, the opportunities that we really have for you tonight are how to create more time in your week. And what we're going to be talking about some is how to really create more time for yourself and your family, because this is what it's all about, right? You wouldn't have a family if you don't spend time with them.
Doesn't that just sound amazing? Have some more time in your life. Like, it's not actually as hard as we make it out to be. And I know that might frustrate a couple of people who hear me say that, but listen through this entire coaching class, because we're going to take you through the steps of this. A lot of times we tell ourselves it's a lot harder than it is. And as Josh was mentioning, we bond through our painful experiences. So sometimes it's just a compilation of everybody's like, oh, I had this awful thing happen to me. Oh, I have no time. Oh, you have no time? Yeah, it's a parent thing. We don't have time.
Yeah.
But really, it's a mindset thing.
I have all the time in the world, and I work just as hard as everybody else. I have a baby like everybody else. So it's possible. And the other thing that I really want to bring in is like actually being able to, other like opportunity here is to spend more quality time with your kids. Not just about spending time or having more time in a week. It's like actually spending quality time.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between being around your kids and actually like being with your kids and like excited and relax and in a good feeling state with your kids, right? I mean, I'm sure that there's a difference even for you. You feel it sometimes. I know I do.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'm like a little bit stressed. Things are getting to me. We're real people. It has happened. And it's very different. Or I'm like, oh, I wish Jonathan would sleep 30 more minutes instead of wake up right now. And I start to get in that like different. And I'm like, no, just chill, relax, let it all flow. And so there's a very big difference. So we want to really help you get into a state to get more quality time with your kids.
Yeah, and the quality time matters because there's that quote, and it's do as I say, not as I do. That's a really detrimental quote to be repeating culturally from person to person to person, because telling somebody to do what you're telling them to do, but you're acting different, it doesn't make sense to a child. So it's the quality time that matters. It's the interactive time that matters to that child. If you tell a child like a million things, it won't mean as much to them as how you act and how you operate in their presence. They're going to pick up that more than they pick up the words you tell them. And especially if they're not lined up, if the words you say don't match how you act, it's going to be very confusing for your child. And that's not quality time. That's not helpful for them as they go into school, as they go into life, as they go into work, everywhere. You want it to be aligned. And that's what Josh is talking about.
Yeah, and I know that can feel a little bit like some parents might feel guilty hearing that. Like, oh, damn, now I'm just because kids pick up on things energetically. Even if you're not speaking it or doing it to them, they can feel the difference. And, don't feel guilty if you've been that parent who's been like rushing and not really satisfied when you're sitting with your kid because you're just thinking about 30 things you got to do. We're just here to help you shift all that now. You can totally take away any stressful scenarios that you've been passing on and just say, it's the new slate.
Yeah.
So you need a chance to just wash that clean.
Yeah. And shaming yourself, judging yourself, guilting yourself does not do any good for you or your family, especially not for your kids, not for your spouse. So we're not here to tell you shame yourself if you're not doing this stuff. We're just here to tell you there's another world available. We're going to show you how to access it. And from this point forward, you can choose to step into that if you like.
Yes. And so the third thing that I want to point out is going to be a big benefit of this is you're going to be able to have the keys to become super healthy. And not just healthy, but even healthier than when you were probably for me, doing things that we've been learning over the last 7-8 years and putting in action has made us healthier and made me personally healthier than when I was 20 years old playing collegiate soccer.
Oh yeah.
No exaggerations, no marketing. Literally, I am way healthier than when I was 20 years old playing collegiate soccer. And it's kind of wild. I meet a lot of people who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s that are just in the downhill syndrome or whatever. It's it's spiraling downhill because I hit a certain age. It's total BS. It's total BS.
It's a mindset.
It's a mindset. You're right. And I know 50-year-olds and 60-year-olds that are getting stronger and healthier every day, that are getting abs. And their abs aren't a definition of health, but it's that's their image of health. A lot of times they get great abs. They're getting more functional as they get up there in age. And they're moving and they're flowing and they're fine. And it's about adopting the right mindset, as Steph's saying, and some of the right habits early on when these things get kind of tough, and not spending the next 20 years, which is, while you're raising your kids or whatever career you're in, just being this sedentary, confused, uncertain human. That's what breeds all this 30, 40, 50-year-old mindsets that is not healthy as it could be. And you can change it all while you're in it.
Yeah, and if you've been following me, reading my posts, if you understand what Body Built by Love is, then you get that I'm not about, and Josh is also not about this struggle mentality where it has to be really hard. You got to restrict yourself. You can't live your best life. We're here to teach you how to live a very full and fulfilling life that's really enjoyable for you. You can do the things that you want to do and still be healthy and still be fit. That's our main vision and focus when we do stuff. So if that's what you're looking for, definitely listen up to the rest of this call in this coaching class. And
I have a stain on my shirt, so don't be judging me because I have kids,
Well, we were talking about not judging yourself, so not necessary.
I just realized it looking at this screen, but it's cool. And it's right in my belly button. So I'm wondering if it's something that got trapped in my belly button.
I think it's a sign that you have a child.
Yeah, definitely.
You're allowed to have stains on your shirt if you have a child.
You're officially no longer have to worry about having perfectly clean clothes.
Yeah. I let Jonathan put his oatmeal hands on my pants all the time.
Yep.
And it means I do a lot of wash, but it also means we have a happy baby.
Yeah, totally. So I want to address this whole scenario and these opportunities and what we're about to teach you from really 3 different pillars, okay? 3 different pillars that how we like to look at this. Now, there's a lot of different ways, angles to address this issue of not having enough time, of really not really knowing how to be healthy in the current lifestyle you're in, of not being able to be fit and healthy when you have children. There's a lot of different ways to approach this. But the way that we have found the most success with our clients and the way that we really feel it gives you the most broad overview and the most solid foundation so you can build what you want is to really look at it from these 3 pillars. The first one's going to be movement. Movement's huge. And movement is how you move your body, how you use your body. You know, whether you're talking about fitness in the gym, whether you're talking about walking upstairs, whether you're talking about sitting in a chair at work. Surfing, hiking, right? It's all movement, right? So that's movement. The second one's going to be mindset. And mindset is like probably the most important of all. I just put as number 2 because it's going to be kind of like the piggyback on some of the movement stuff we're going to be teaching you today.
A little segue action there.
And then, And then number 3 is going to be really nutrition. And nutrition isn't the most important thing about this. It's really not. Mindset's like the bread and butter. Mindset is like the mother of all this.
Mm-hmm.
And nutrition is great. And it really gives you a lot of confidence and the right fuel. And it's good for the kids too. So we're definitely big on that. But it's not the main focus. I'd say the main 2 focuses today is movement and mindset. Nutrition is like definitely a third. Another reason is because most people seem to know enough about nutrition. We are so inundated with people calling us saying, hey, we can't do this. Or we're not able to like keep our health with our family or whatever. We're not able to lose the extra weight, blah, blah, blah. And we tell them some of the things about nutrition. Like, oh, I already know all that. I already do all that. Well, that's what we're trying to say is like people do have access to nutrition all day long. It's all over the internet. But the kind of stuff, the mindset we're talking about, the movement, that's the stuff that is like those in-betweens that people don't know or they're just not doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's the most important thing that you've got to learn. And this is what we're like the king and queen of embedding into your mind, teaching you how to like shift and become whole new beings. Like our clients, when they adopt these kind of practices, I mean, they're like amazed. They're like, why the hell haven't we been doing this for the last 10, 20, 30 years? Like what has been, why isn't this taught in schools? Why is it so dysfunctional in the world of even fitness itself? Like we kind of smash a lot of the fitness world paradigms because it's like so set up in this way to kind of keep you trapped in it versus like freedom to just go travel and play. I mean,
yeah. And you know why? Because it's fun.
What?
What we teach.
Oh, I think
that's why people feel so
attracts people.
No.
That's
you know
true.
why our clients are so enjoying it and like coming back and raving.
True.
It's because we make it fun.
That's a good point.
It gets to be fun.
You're putting a little cart before the horse, and I like it. You're teasing people with fun. She's like the queen of fun. Gets it from her mama for sure. They're like the most fun people in the world. If you ever get a chance to hang out with Beth and Steph, you should pretty much like that's like $1 million experience.
Maybe we'll do a Beth and Steph
VIP day.
Energy, excitement.
She's like a VIP day with Beth and Steph. Like if anybody wants to be happy
for fun
and like experience true bliss, you hang out with Steph and her mom for like even an hour, you'd be like, my life's changed.
You should see Jonathan sitting between the 2 of us. Oh, it's hilarious. He just lives his best life.
Sandwich.
It's a happy sandwich. Mm-hmm.
So I love that, and really excited to talk more about that in the future. But right now, what I really want to dive into is just give you like a bit of an overview of what I'm seeing out in the world, and this might spark some information for you and tell you a couple quick stories. So the thing that I noticed the most is as humans, we are designed to move. We're designed to move all day long, up over heads, up to the side, kick it around, shimmy in, all that, right? We're designed to move. And most of our culture is been designed to keep us from moving or keep us in a place where we move very minimal.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's probably the biggest issue, and translate that into the mindsets that people have started to step into, especially the parent realm. I see this the most. I go to playgrounds. I used to go to playgrounds a lot before I had a kid. That sounds weird. I would take stuff with me too. But I would literally like to monkey around.
Good energy.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, we did work out on playgrounds.
Monkey around. I like to play. And like just even if it was in the grass near a playground, because there's not a lot of grass in California, so sometimes I go to like just the grassy area and just like crawl around and play. But my point is like I would watch the parents, and these parents are sitting there on the bench, or off to the side even, just kind of walking around, like milling around, like watching Susie be like, good job climbing that ladder. And this kid's like hustling, they calling out, like, jumping, like, yeah, yes. And they're like climbing down things, like swinging. And the parents are like, yeah, good job.
Or like, don't do that.
Or like they're just sitting there on the bench. What do you mean?
I mean, they could be watching their kid and being like, stop, that's unsafe. Don't do that.
Oh, yeah. Or
we're not saying don't be safe, but we are saying like, I don't know, ask yourself if maybe you could be a little bit more encouraging.
Yeah.
It might be.
That's kind of a tangent.
I know, yeah.
I'm going to go back into
that. Okay.
Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is like the parents would be sitting there, just kind of like watching the kids, or as Steph saying, like trying to kind of like keep control of the kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've started to notice this trend in a lot of our clients, even as we talk to them, they're like going through this same process. And they're like, I don't have enough time in my day. I don't have time to work out for me. But the whole time, they're spending maybe 2 hours with their kid at the park, and they're not doing anything. They're not
maybe
really,
a half hour.
Yeah, even a half hour. But my point is they're spending 2 hours of their day, like at a park, let's say, or even a half hour. But my point is some are up to 2 hours, and then they're saying I don't have enough time to do other things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's where the misperception, the mindset is completely confused.
Yeah.
Because you have 2 hours at a park to move your body in a way that will totally change your life forever. And like Steph said, even if you're there for 10 minutes, that's where the real magic can happen. 10 minutes in a park. I go to the park or outside for like 5-10 minutes a day, and I look fabulous.
Or 9 minutes.
Yeah.
9 minutes is a great amount of time for a workout.
Yeah, that's it. Because Steph, what she prescribes to all of her female clients is 9-minute workouts. That's like a program that is basically designed to tell you how to do this stuff for 9 minutes every single day for what, a month?
Yeah.
Is that right?
28 days.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So 9 minutes, like 28 days, you're learning how to do a full workout, which will get you results looking like this. That's how Steph, this is what she used to get her body back after the baby weight. And literally, we're talking like
yoga classes.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't all that, but like 85% was this 9-minute mentality idea and
sure.
the workouts. And the rest was like, just because you always want to supplement with yoga to get your flexibility, make sure you're staying strong.
I needed a lot of flexibility after having a baby.
Yeah. So I think it's really important that, you're in that realm where you start to understand this is more than just like, I'm going to go through my day and then hope there's enough time for me, right? I also see this at the pool. When I go to the pool, it's funny, there's like clockwork. There's this group of moms that brings their wild bunch of kids over to the pool every day about 5 o'clock. You can tell everybody's off work, everybody's like out of school. And they come over and like the kids are just going wild, like buck wild in the pool. They're playing, they're climbing, they're jumping. And the moms are running around and Steph is saying like reprimanding. They're like, quit doing that. Stop doing this. This is a da-da-da-da-da. Oh, I'm so stressed out. Oh, I'm so tired.
It's
I
like
can't believe my life.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And again, this is kind of to what Steph was saying a minute ago about reprimanding the kids in the playground. It's like even that kind of mentality will start to just break your mind down. It's like to feel like you're the controller or you have to be like guiding the kid the whole time. It's stressful.
Mm-hmm.
It's super stressful.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and I also have to say that like I can understand where somebody's coming from to have a baby or multiple kids and be like, it's hard to figure out when I'm working out because I'm always watching this child. How am I supposed to move my body when I'm just supposed to be here for this child to watch them and make sure they're safe?
Yeah.
So I totally get it. I totally understand. I fully fell into that mindset for a little bit in the beginning of just like, oh, it's all about Jay, not me. And I had to use the tools that we're giving you today.
Yeah.
To get back to a place where I'm like, oh, this is all workout time for me.
Yep. This is a really good point because everything comes down to the mindset. Once again, people get conditioned to think I'm the protector of the kid. I got to watch over them. So it's either shows up in two forms. I got to watch over them literally sitting like a hawk while they're on the playground having fun. Or I got to watch over them, meaning I got to control the shit out of them and stress myself out because they're running wild there and running instead. And so it shows up in these forms, and these are mindsets. This is a mindset that you're in, right? When you're sitting at the park watching your kid, it's a mindset, right? It might be an action you're doing, but it's a mindset that has you thinking this way, a paradigm, so to speak. And then you shift to the other side of, so what's the solution, right? So what we really are big proponents of here is this idea of being interactive, playing with your kid. Like literally playing like a kid or playing with your kid. Either way, but being a part of the experience. Like these ladies I see at the pool, I mean, it's like they literally, I hear them talking, they come up, they've asked me to train them around here, and I see this from parents all the time. They're stressed out, they're tired, they're not healthy the way they want to be. I'm like, why don't you just go swim in the pool with your kid? Why aren't you instead of reprimanding your kid for doing all these fun things, why don't you create the fun? Be the leader and go create more fun in the pool with them. like jump on the floats with them, like try to do things. And most people, I guarantee it's because either they're embarrassed to be in a swimsuit or they're embarrassed to try new things and look all goofy like a child, because that's a mindset as well. But you have to kind of remove this veil, get into the paradigm of I am a kid. I'm always going to be childlike.
I think too, for women especially, like at least, okay, I'm not going to speak for all women, but I will speak for myself, that I have had times in the beginning where I had thoughts of like, oh, I'm not supposed to play in the pool with my child. Like that's for kids to do. And then I had to like check myself and be like, wait, what is that thought? Like, why do I think that? Why do I feel that way? And then it's just from like a million times seeing the mom sit outside the pool and the kids play in the pool. And I was like, oh, that's not even real. Like that's not even a real belief. I just picked that up over time.
Interesting.
So I had to go back through it and be like, is that true for me?
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, I want to play in the pool. The pool is awesome. Like, I love the water since I was a kid. I turned into a mermaid when I get in the pool.
Yep.
So, of course, I want to be in the pool.
Yeah, of course.
Let me do what I actually want to be doing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, you know, like feeling that vibe and like feeling you. And, you know, what was I going to say? So this kind of like segues in a little bit to like the bigger picture here, but it's like what Steph's actually talking about is, you know, I guess I take for granted, I've always had this childish energy about me, this childlike energy, where I like cannot wait for Jonathan to be ready to like play with me and wrestle and maybe it's a guy thing, maybe it's just my mindset, but I've always been that way connected with kids. I've always wanted to run and play with them like a kid.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a barrier there that you've broken down, like a societal barrier.
Well, I think my point is I've never had it.
Right.
Like I've never had that barrier. So I'm starting, as you're talking, I'm like, maybe people really didn't know this was a barrier that was there, but there really is no barrier. Like you should always be running and playing with your children. And so like this big solution.
One thing I will say is that I think it's like how you will appear to other people is the fear of like playing with your kid or being like in the pool. Like what other people at the pool or at the playground will think of you.
Right. A lot of people are afraid of being judged, or they're afraid of, you know, of seeking approval of other parents because other parents, other humans in their peer group aren't doing those things. But it's like, would you rather be fat and tired and like feeling stressed out, or do you be happy and childlike? Like, that's the question you really need to ask yourself. And so what we propose is this idea of like playing with your kid, whether you're at the playground, whether you're at the pool, like get into it. You know, maybe you should start, a tip I always like to give is keep active clothes in your car. Maybe you're coming from work and you're Mr. or Miss, like, I don't want to get my clothes dirty. Have a pair of shorts. We always have what we call amphibious gear with us. Any point in time, I can run, jump in the ocean. I can run up a mountain. I can drop you some push-ups, roll around in the dirt.
Always have a pair of sneakers and socks. Always have a bathing suit. Always have workout clothes in the back of your car.
Yep. Always. You know, and I think what I'm painting a picture of here is like a lot of people have this mindset of like there's a barrier to it's okay for adults to be childlike. We want you to always be childlike. Always. There's a difference between being childlike and childish. Childish is tantrums and BS and, you know, acting all goofy when you should just be like chilling. Childlike is like having fun and wonderment and eager and explorative, you know, and like even if you're pretending and making believe, it's like you should be that. That's your creative energy. That's what that God force is. And a quick story, which Steph can attest to this. So when we were in Hawaii, I was asked to come teach yoga to some people that were part of like the yoga community there when I was teaching, and they asked me to come do a private lesson. So I come to their house, and long story short, I'm there for like an hour or two. We didn't even do yoga. We just like hung out and talked. It's kind of this weird experience, but I think God was trying to show us something. And so about 2 hours into us, like Steph came to pick me up, and then when they offered us some dried fruit, we all
like we ate a ton of dehydrated Hawaiian fruit.
Yeah. And it was just like chilling. He's kind of going. And then the dude looks at me. Literally, God looks at me. He says, "Do you know how old I am?" And I'm like, "No." He goes, "Why don't you guess?" And I swear to y'all, like I thought he was like, I was being nice. I said 45, but I thought he was 50. So I was like, he's 50. But I thought he was like 45 at a minimum, 50, 51 max. But he was moving like a 40-year-old dude. Like he was definitely moving strong. His wife was the same. I said, "How old are you?" He said, "I'm going to be 75 next year." His wife was 73.
We're like, what?
They were moving like, I mean, if you all saw them, you'd be like, holy crap, this is crazy. Yeah. And they looked young. And we were like, what's your secret? You know, like, what is it? And they said, well, every single night. So this was his next question. His next question was, do you want to get on the floor and roll around with me? And I was like, what? And I was like,
I was also like, what?
I was like, when in Rome. So
of course, Josh took the opportunity.
Push pause on that conversation, started rolling around the ground, and I'm like, so tell us what your secret is. He's like, well, this is it. This is the secret. Like, we roll around on the floor together every single night. We play like children. And Steph and me were just like, okay, cool. Like, I'm into it, you know?
Sold.
And so we started playing with him and hanging out, and literally, like, that was our biggest secret. And again, it's the movement. But if you go back to what I said in the beginning, the mindset, the childlike mindset and beliefs in approving yourself. Good morning. Somebody just woke up.
I heard you barking. You want
You
to
wanna
say
say
hi to
hi?
everybody? Yeah, Mama, you guys want to say hi? Let's turn it up with the Tarnofskys. The Tarnofskys have to say hi.
The rest of the Tarnofskys.
Say
It's
hi.
official. JB official is in
Can you
the
say,
house.
can you wave him hi? Good job.
You say arf. Arf.
What does it
Aw.
That's what doggy says.
So good.
So cute. So proud of you, man.
Say that a little bit.
Gonna run you for the milk.
Chicken and
The
your
milk monster
sauerkraut.
gets excited. So he's in that milk phase. When he senses the milk, he's like,
Don't worry, he's got good food to eat.
yeah, that's what they're doing right now. So the mindset and the movement is what is there, but the mindset breeds the opportunities to see where you can put the movement in place, right? And so even if you're in a place where you're saying, well, cool, great, Josh and stuff, that's fine, but I don't like the pool, but my kids love it. Or I don't really want to play in the playground. Maybe some places, and this is a real thing, some people, they're signed to say, do not play in the playground if you're an adult. Like, adults are not allowed in the playground. And I can respect that. So I always like to honor that. But what we're saying is, again, the mindset puts you in the space to see the time, whether it's a playground, the pool, 10 minutes at your office, on a lunch break, whatever it is, that opens up for movement.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And movement is like the most important thing. And so even if you can't, like, if you don't like the pool first, let's say, or maybe you can't be on the playground, then why don't you take that 10 minutes to do some push-ups, some squats, some type of movement. And literally Steph has an entire 28 days of these different 9-minute workouts that is like massive abundant resource you could use that will change your body.
You can do them anywhere. So you can
Yes.
do them at the park. You can do them at your house, like while your kids are napping, while they're awake. They can do them with you. Like, they're really good for being mobile.
Yeah.
I always say that's something every woman and man should have.
Of course.
But I usually talk to women. So. But yes,
Yeah, I mean-
it will work for men just the same.
Oh, of course. I mean, I offer a similar idea to the guys that I coach, and it works the same. And I coach CEOs and high C-level, C-suite level employees, and even during their busy seasons, those ones that are in retail are still using these systems. They're dropping weight, they're getting healthy. It's like boom, boom, boom.
Which, side note, you can use these at work too.
Of course.
We didn't talk about business people.
Well, I dropped it in there, but
Oh
yeah, if you want to elaborate, I mean.
Well, just it's things that you can do anywhere.
Yeah, the cold key is no matter where you are, this is available. When we're traveling on the road, we do this because there's not always gyms around. There's not always good gyms in the hotels.
Yeah.
When we're out at the beach, wherever it is, you can use this. And, the thing is what most people don't understand is they're missing, because of their paradigm and their mindset and their beliefs, they're missing the opportunities. So when people start using the 9-minute workouts that Steph has, literally they gain hours back, because usually they're either in a gym routine on and off, and that's an hour to 2 hours going to the gym. And if they, let's say they're not doing the gym at all, then they start to realize that time that they're spending with their family can be condensed into a workout and family time.
Oh yeah.
I can't tell you how many times every day I'm on the floor rolling around with Jonathan, especially since those guys in Hawaii told me that. Those people changed my life, but I already was going to play with him, run with him, and toss him around and roll. So I roll around every day, and that keeps me mobile and healthy. Multiple times a day too.
Quote unquote, I roll around every day. That's the Josh Tarnofsky way.
I love it. Yes. So seriously, I think multiple times a day is a key to move like this. But even if you just did this one time a day, the type of workouts that Steph offers, it's huge. It will change your life because it gets your brain moving, it gets the body moving.
Yeah,
It makes everything easier.
something I have to give Josh credit for is like really opening my mind up to how every single place you are that's a gym.
Yeah.
Literally
The world can be
everywhere
a
you are.
playground.
Like, hi, here's an island in our kitchen.
Yep.
Like,
We could be doing push-ups this entire time, and
Yeah.
don't think these aren't going to be good push-ups. Like this will activate you in a way you can really feel it squeeze. You can do it slow. You can feel it in your pecs, feel it in your tricep. You can do it slow and steady. It's so smart.
yeah, I mean, and also don't think that you can't just do 15 multiple times a day. Oh, I walk past the island. Every time I walk past the island, here's 15.
Yeah.
You know, it's like things like that. That's why we say it's the mindset. It's changing how you think, changing your perspective, changing how you see things and see your life and how you experience it. That's what will make a massive change in your body and your physical activity level.
100%. And I think what you're touching on is important stuff. Is like the mindset is everything around this, but even more, it's the belief in the mindset that your body can still get better and better and better, and always will. We have so many people that are just like regurgitating a bunch of what we call collective ego beliefs about getting older, and it just 90% of them, most of them are not true. We can literally recommend books to you that will change your life forever when you see like the scientific evidence and the proof, and it's like we just need you to start to adopt this new belief pattern. And so, you know, the biggest thing you can do here is really get excited.
Talking to me?
Yeah.
Make you feel.
Is really getting pumped about this idea that like it's real. You can still change. You know, it might take you a couple months to get there, but it's not going to be like a couple months of committing you to like 2 hours a day in the gym. You know, it's a couple months of like doing 10 minutes a day, 10 minutes here and there each day, whatever feels good to you, right? And doing more fun activities with your kids, or if you don't have kids and you're watching this, just more fun activities.
Yeah. I'm always telling the people in my courses to, when it's holiday time, I have a Body Built by Love, like a holiday mindset course.
Yeah.
When it's the holidays and you're around your family, most of the time people are like, I never have time to work out. Like, it's just like all family stuff all the time. And I'm like, okay, start thinking different. Y'all are sitting around the table talking. Why don't you ask everybody, hey, does everybody want to go for a walk around the neighborhood while we talk? Huge change.
Oh, yeah.
Little things like that. Asking everybody if they want to do a workout together, like a workout class or a yoga class the morning of Thanksgiving or the evening or whatever. It's like when you start thinking differently, how can I get these things into my life more frequently? Your life will change and transform. Oh, look at that. Did you like just transform because you changed your thinking?
I'm running all day long. I'm moving all day long. Got me.
I'm glad that happened.
You like that too?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so true. And it keeps transforming better and better. And the cool part about all this is once you get a little piece of it, you're going to start seeing it more and more and more. It's like the veil's been lifted and you start just like treating the world like your playground, literally. You know, and some of you are going to say like, this is hard or whatever. I don't know what to do. That's fine. That's when you can just jump into the 9-minute workouts experience that Steph has, and you will literally see the world a different way. Or you can talk to me about how I train some of my high-level CEOs, C-suite employees to like work out when they're at work. That's like my big thing. And either way you go, it's huge because it's about changing the mindset. So when you're with the kids at the playground, you're just using that time. When you're at the pool, you're using that time for you.
Yes.
And connect with your kids. And trust me, when you start playing childlike, your kids are way more, they're way more in love with you, and they're way more like less likely to do stupid shit. You're gonna be like, stop doing this, stop. They're just gonna be like, let's jam, let's have some fun.
They'll be easier to work with you.
Yeah, that's probably my biggest secret, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like I play like a kid. My kids, the kids around me always love hanging with me. Say, listen to me. I'm like their leader of the kid pack. I'm like that kid. What was it? Robin Williams did, I think the big kid. Or like
Patch Adams.
Yeah, or like no, it's not that. Never mind. Or like when Will Ferrell's like an elf, you know, like he's like the elf dude.
The big elf.
He's like everybody just.
But
loves
he's
him.
like a kid.
Yeah.
He thinks he's a kid.
He's like the leader, but he's like yeah. So like, I'm kind of like that.
Mm-hmm. One other thing I was going to say too is that our coaching clients, a lot of times when we're on the phone with them, coaching them, we will be like teaching them how to move. in their day-to-day life. And
Yep.
we'll be like, we're literally squatting right now as we talk to you. They're like, what? We're like, yeah, like Josh is stretching, I'm squatting, we're moving around. We're
Yep.
working out when we talk to you. Like,
Exactly.
it's a different it's a change in perspective.
Yep.
That's all it is. Your mind thinks one way, which is I'm on the phone with a client, I gotta be sitting in a chair. There's so many other opportunities out there. He's clapped. Jonathan just clapped for me. Thank you.
Clap your hands.
Clap your little hands.
He's like, I'm sleepy. Shut up. You shut up, mom and dad.
And it's the same at the park. It's the same in your house. It's just like you open your mind to thinking differently.
Yeah. That's it. And I think some of you are probably sitting there saying, well, I already work out. I got that dialed in, but I need help with nutrition. So the third pillar is nutrition. That's another area that Steph is a total beast at. She's a tiny beast.
Thanks, Bill.
She's like the best. Like, I don't even know how to describe what she does. She's like a holistic nutritionist, essentially. And it's like all whole foods, all natural. Her food meal plans are like literally, I mean, when people get on them, they drop like, I've had people lose 12 to 15 pounds in like a week or two. And we're just like, what are you doing? They're like, just falling off because the body is like reducing bloating, inflammation, and the allergies disappear. It's just like, wow.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just a really good cook who happens to have amazing nutritional knowledge that she applies to
the
it.
Greatest.
I learned from my mom, and she just taught me how to like work with spices and tastes. So
that's true.
I put it all into a guide that makes it really easy for people, because a lot of people were like, I don't have that, and I didn't realize that was a unique trait I had. So when people wanted it, I was like, sure, of course I'll share that with you.
It's cool. And I think the biggest thing is, like, again, people are saying around nutrition, I don't have time. I don't have time to eat healthy. I don't have time to cook all these meals for my family. Or I don't have time to cook a meal for my kids and then a meal for me because my kids are picky-ass eaters, and it's annoying. And we see that a lot. And that's what we find is, Steph's, like the recipes that we use, like people love, like all the kids love her food. Even though it's like an adult-like food, they get stoked on it.
And husbands.
Husbands
are always like, I'm not eating that health food. And then they try it and they're like, make me more, please.
Sometimes
By the way, I'm stretching.
Well, yeah, you are.
I'm just going to note that.
Nice.
I'm stretching while we're
I'm playing with this. I'm working on my coordination right now by flipping this crystal in the air.
And I see that contraction.
Yeah. But a lot of times people actually, like, they don't realize that, they have the time to do these type of things because they have a different mindset about it once again, right? And like we even have a lot of husbands that take my stuff and we use the same meal programs within both of our courses. And the husbands are like, this is epic, and they start sharing with their family. So it does go both ways. But we do find women tend to experience Steph's nutrition stuff more. And they find the whole family loves it. There's a lot of time to do it. The way that she set it up, there's so much time for people just to like get it all ready ahead of the week. And it is kind of a meal prepping scenario, but not like what you think. And there's no restriction on it. You eat as much as you want. You eat, like, it's just bomb food. And
no restriction.
And it's like the kids love being a part of that meal prep time. So it's even more time with your family.
Yes, cooking is such a good time to spend with your kids. It's the best. Jonathan's only 1, and we still have him like doing little cooking things with us. I can't wait for him to cook more.
God, he loves like moving the dough around or like the flour.
He loves holding a spatula.
He's great at spatula work. And even if they hate cooking with you, let them bang some pots and pans. Like, again, get childlike.
Think like a kid.
Childlike. That's the key. So, the thing is like, you do want to do some kind of meal prepping if you have that scenario where you're like, I don't know how to feed my whole family and do it efficiently and organized. And at the same time, it's like, try to do foods that actually feel good to everybody. Actually, everybody will eat. So you're not cooking 3 meals at night, or you're not cooking every single night even. You're just like pulling things out. It's prepped, 10 minutes done. And, even with, if you like, or to do something like follow Steph's meal guides, then you'll start to see within a couple of weeks even how to eat when you're out. So if you take the family out to eat, you're still able to like make the right choices that work for your nutrition desire. Because what we really help people do is find what works for their body. It's not about the whole 30 diets or like the ketos or the paleos. We're not into that. Like those work for you, great. But what we're saying is like there's a special recipe that your body works with whole foods.
That's a good way to say it. You have your own special recipe.
Yeah, no pun intended. And if you got to get those recipes, you got to get that recipe down for you. Because like I can eat pizza and donuts and other stuff and still have my salad and chicken and smoothies, and I have like a super rock star body. Some people, they don't feel like they can do that, so they need a little bit more like heavy on the protein and the greens.
Mhm.
Some people strictly, eat fruits.
Protein.
Huh?
I'm protein.
You're protein.
You're more greens. I'm more protein. We know our balance.
Yeah, exactly.
And we can do a little bit of each.
Yeah. So I think what's so important about that is just knowing like you and knowing your family and knowing things are going to happen. You only need a couple meals, so you really just knock it out each week, and then you might mix it up one day of the week or something. But trust me, like it doesn't have to be as complicated. And again, it's that mindset of like thinking more like a kid. Kids they're pretty simple. They're only eating 4 or 5 things. Just make them healthy. Make them super like easy for you to prep and go with.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, it's so much easier than it seems. I know, like if you haven't thought about like nutrition and health in that way, it seems foreign and hard. But like honestly, you take one simple thing like rice, you can season it a million different ways every night of the week and make it so interesting and so delicious. And so craveable. Like people be like, oh my god, it's so good. What is this? Like, well, it's what you ate last night, but I just spiced it differently.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more easy than you think. And
it's cool.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's fun. It gets to be a fun game. You start playing it. How do I improve these scenarios? How do I make it easier for my family and me? I mean, even if you go and buy bulk foods from like, say, something like Whole Foods, you'll know what to buy in those scenarios that last, that work, so you don't have to even cook.
Yes.
There's a lot of places now you can buy like cooked food, but if you don't know what to get, you're just buying a bunch of regurgitated like hot oils and things that don't make your belly feel good, cause bloating, inflammation, whatever it is. And so like we can knock all that out for you.
Yeah.
So I think, I was going to do a quick recap. I don't know about you, and then we'll talk a little bit more about what we have going on.
Your quick recap sounds amazing.
Cool. So quick recap. Again, the mindset and the movement, being childlike in your mindset will inspire the movement. The movement is doing things throughout your day or partaking when you're at the park, partaking when you're at the pool, anything you can do. I mean, something as simple as like, sometimes you see things like little bars, like 2 little bars beside, I don't know, like a playground. You can put your hands on that and just push up. Even if you don't take your feet off the ground, you are working your lat muscles, which is some of the biggest muscles in your body, working your triceps, just holding yourself up like
Lats
this.
are on the back.
Yeah, your lats.
If you're not familiar with the muscles.
Turn around and show you. So these big square muscles or rectangular muscles through here. You got 2, 1 each side, right? So boom, 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 1 on each side. And those are some of the biggest muscles in the entire body. I think they're like the 2nd largest muscle group.
Yeah.
And so you got 2 on each side. You activate them like this, and like just holding that for like, you might not only be able to do 10 seconds in the beginning, but just do that for 3 or 4 sets. And throughout the hour that you're at the park, it will make you so much stronger. Do some shoulder circles while you're sitting here watching. Talk. If you want to keep yelling at your kid, fine. Do some shoulder circles.
Yeah.
Stop yelling at your kid and complaining about you're fat and tired.
And permission to allow yourself to make it easy. Yeah. It doesn't have to be a 60-minute workout class for you to get a good workout. Permission granted for it to be easier than that for you.
It's amazing.
You can just do 15 of what Josh was just saying every time you walk by a gym.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I kind of forgot to touch on that, but we are really dismantling the fitness industry's mentality and like mindset game of like, if there's no pain, there's no gain, or this idea that like it's got to be more challenging to really get you to grow. Like you can build a perfect body in 10, 15 minutes a day, easily.
For real.
Like easily.
Busting that old myth.
You can literally, by the way you move throughout your day, start to notice these places you can fit this stuff in. You won't even need to think about working out. It won't even be a thing. You'll just be literally activated, so healthy, and your body will start to feel better, and your kids will start to have more fun with you. And so that's something just to really know, like Steph saying, give yourself the approval. I'm glad you brought that up.
Permission.
Grant
yourself permission.
Can work.
Yeah.
And I also want you to think about the nutrition aspect. If you're somebody struggling with that, or maybe you're intimidated by that, or maybe you already have the movement down, you just want some nutrition, get some things you really like, some things are super healthy that you can kind of like mix up different ways. Prep those ahead of time with the family, and then make that some family time. Or get your place figured out where you really know. I think move off that. Cat stuff on And then
It's all right.
and then
He's gonna walk over here anyway.
coming over to say hi.
Come here. Come over. Do you want to be in the video? Come on over.
Just so much in that.
Okay. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, let me in the video. I want to do the recap with Dad.
Recap. I love you.
What would you like to say about working out with your kids?
I have so much fun eating food.
I love
That's part of my workout.
food.
I'm gonna eat.
You know, I think the most important thing, honestly, is just keeping yourself in a place where, you know, you have the mindset of how can I maximize my time? How can I create things that everybody will love? How can I create more time with my kids by being my best self, having fun and being childlike? And
I mean, let's just.
dude, you can get a little shoulder raise in there. I might be able to show it. The true squat press. I mean, kids love that shit. Love it.
Woo!
Look at the smile on that face. Like, do 5 of those.
Woo!
And you just totally change.
Or you can
your
do a full.
entire-
Woo!
You know?
So fun.
I mean, you can't. Yeah, that's just precious time. And
That's it right there.
So,
It could be as simple as that.
I like that one.
Just activate.
That's the game. And if you have trouble with this stuff, if you need more creativity, we have some really great options for you that are very inexpensive, like super inexpensive, great quality. I know Steph's starting her 9-minute workout challenge. Is it?
Program.
The program. It starts this week.
Today.
Today?
Yeah.
There's still time to get in.
So
right?
that if you're on this coaching class,
Mhm.
you have the option to still get in.
Cool.
So just reach out to me about
Yeah.
it. And I'm happy to add you
And I think that
this week. Let
yeah,
me
you
put
gotta
that
get
out
in
there.
this week,
Not past this week.
but it's gonna give you like 28 days of like massive mindset changes, childlike behaviors that will suit you and make you look cool wherever you are. So you're not looking like a wild, chaotic person if that's what you fear the most. But you'll just have this freedom. You'll free yourself from the gym. You'll free yourself from needing to get too much. And then at the same time, if you're somebody who struggles with nutrition, Steph also has the 7-day starter, right?
Yes, I have a 7-day starter. So it's like a week of really delicious meals that you make for a family. And it's focused on being saving you time and saving you money. So you're prepping a lot of food for a little. Here, you can work out with Jay.
I'll work out. This arm grows this baby.
It's you're gonna make a lot of things in bulk at once, and then you'll have food for the week. It makes it very easy, especially if you have a family, or if you don't and you just want your life to be easier. That's good too.
Okay, well, let's do that. Let's instead.
That's cute.
Put you up here.
He's got like monkey grip on you.
Then you just want to go down. Specific for the glutes in the back, actually. And for the
And like it's a smile for real. Like that's the example of like this is how great it can be. Not only are you working out, but your child is having so much fun. He's like giving the milk.
Yeah, we got tons of options. Can you tell them where they can find that stuff if they want to jump on?
You can find it on my website, stephhendel.com under work with me.
Cool. And if you're wanting more one-on-one, just training on this type of stuff, mindset reformation, just lifestyle in general, reach out to either of us. You can always send us a personal message. We do one-on-one coaching. We can either do it together with you, or you can have either one of us. It resonates more, but it's just fun. And this is all about like changing your life so you live the happiest, healthy lifestyle
ever. Thank you for
All right,
joining
y'all.
us.
Yeah, this has been good tonight. I'm looking forward to many more, so keep staying tuned throughout the week. We're going to have some every other day, probably for the next few weeks, and then we'll see where we go from there.
And like we said before, if you have a topic you want us to cover, submit it.
Oh, yeah, good call.
Oops.
How do you end this recording?
What's that?
How do you end this recording?
Oh, you go down there to the stop button.
Oh, all right.
Love you guys.
Peace. Much love.